we are getting ready to kick off, and I was wondering if you wouldn't be open to potentially sliding over to the front. Y'all too, if you would like to slide to the front more, that would be awesome. If not, that's okay. Or anything that you want me to be aware of as
I do not. I do have some notes that I jot down
Yeah.
because I do.
My guest this evening is a repeated statement, but a staple in Indianapolis's hospitality community, owner of this wonderful establishment that we find ourselves in this evening. Not only are they incredible restaurateur, but you're a daughter, granddaughter, who leads with family by making them an integral part of your work. This is technically the second time you've done something like this, a podcast interview conversation. So I am really, really excited about the privilege of being able to do this with you here. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Please give a warm welcome to my guest, Taelor Carmine. I think everybody in here knows who you are a little bit, but for whatever reason, if somebody doesn't know who you are, do you mind just giving us just sharing a little bit more about yourself?
Yes. So you know, my family, also from Thailand. We started out with my mom moving to the U.S. In 1999, and I follow her. I'm sorry, 1996, and I follow her in 1999. Right now we have my grandmother here as well and my aunt. So we all have been here 25 plus years, and this is our first restaurant that we own together. It's always our dreams to have this place, and we're grateful to be here in Indy. We have all resided in Indianapolis or surrounding all this time, and this is our home and our community. So
Y'all, when your mom immigrated here, landed at Carmel, correct?
yeah, she landed in Carmel.
Started in Carmel. I was wondering, you came 3 years after in '99. What was young Taylor's first impression of Indiana in general?
Yeah, so definitely, it. I was, I was 11 when I first got here. Definitely, it was quiet, spaced out. The air was fresh, of course, because where it came from was Bangkok. Pretty congested, hot, and definitely polluted to say the least. But it was not much of a cultural shock. It was just, for me, it was like, this is nice, like,
Sure.
it's really nice. It's quiet. It's everything's just fresh. I think I like fresh beginning.
Right.
And again, my mom always say I was an easy to raise child, so maybe I wasn't as needy.
Sure. So it's independent, like self-sufficient a little bit.
Yeah. So moving here was definitely different.
Yeah.
But I adjusted pretty quickly just because I came here as a child.
Yeah.
And not like already like 15 or 16.
Sure. Kind of a little wiggle room for growth and
Yeah.
curiosity as opposed to
I think I was very curious. I was very curious to learn. So new city, new town was just it was great. And plus, I had my mom's here, and I didn't feel homesick or anything. I have someone close to my heart here with me too. So
Do you remember the first thing that you were really curious about? Like just the thing that you were like, oh, I got to learn more about this right now.
well, coming here was definitely a challenge for me because English was not really learned in Thailand.
Okay.
I didn't go to an international school, so it was very limited. But I think learning the language was definitely something that I was just wanting to nail down, and also just kind of being to experience different seasons.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
dry season in Thailand is it's either hot, wet, and hot. So it's it's just humid, and it's winter season was really the nicest time in Thailand when it was like high 70 or mid 70, but then all other time were just really hot. But here you have unique season. You have spring, which I was excited about seeing different color
Yeah.
of the foliage, and then fall foliage as well. With winters, the snow is the first thing that I really like into, like
Yeah.
being into experiencing, because I never had experienced that in Thailand.
Yeah. Is winter like your favorite season now?
Winter right now,
Yeah.
honestly, like right now, I think so for work, because it's just so comfortable
Sure.
working, right? But then,
Yeah.
like, I feel like summer has gotten pretty hot,
Yeah.
itchy. I don't know.
You're talking about hot and wet and hot, and I was thinking, I'm like, oh, you could be describing Indiana right now.
This is like hot, and I mean, it's different kind of hot. I feel like
Okay.
it's
Sure.
here is hot and piercing. Like over there, you still have a humidity that wrap around your body and just kind of like make you feel a little bit like less,
Sure.
less burn. I don't know.
Sure. It's like the hot in Thailand is like a blanket almost, and then the hot here is like a sword but stabbing. Yeah. Okay. I get it. When did your grandmother join y'all?
So my grandmother joined me a year or two after I moved here. So I first came here in 1999, and then I went back for one more year and came back again in 2001 permanently, and my grandmother followed me. um I honestly think she might have come back together with me. I don't remember
Sure.
exactly. But because my mom worked every day, almost every day, so she wanted someone to take care of me, feed me, cook for me,
Sure.
when I'm home.
Yeah.
And then so she's been with us for 20 plus year here too in the U.S.
Yeah. You said you had been pretty self-sufficient. Your mom didn't really have to like parent a ton, like, and obviously she was working, so you kind of did your own thing. Was it nice to have your grandmother in that capacity, in that caregiver capacity?
Yes, my mom, my mom was not the tiger mom like most Asian moms
Yep.
are. She's very laid back, and she never ever asked me to see the grades, never. And then so she was pretty cool that way, and I would be so motivated myself. And just being able to be with my grandmother, who's also laid back, which is just
Nice.
nice to have. But I think I was pretty self-sufficient that way, as well as as long as you feed me good food,
Sure.
I'm a happy kid. So
Were you cooking at that time? Were you dabbling in the kitchen at all at 11?
I had my grandmother, but at that time I would see my grandmother make batch of food for us, for the next 2 days, and I would help her. But mostly my grandmother would do the cooking, and then my mom would do the cooking on her only day off, which is she would like get one day off.
Okay.
If per week, so one day off we would cook together. But otherwise we just kind of go on all day, just working,
Yep.
open to school, and then just those were my early years.
Okay.
So
Was there a favorite dish that y'all made together? Because we talked about yesterday a little bit how you didn't really do a lot of like eating out. It was more like y'all made food at home together, and then like you said, you had the one day where you could really all get together. Was there a particular dish that you really enjoyed making as a family?
Yeah, so I was telling Patrick before that when we moved here, we were not able to afford going out or taking out places. I was inspired mostly by home cooking, and it's just definitely my favorite dishes would be somtam, which is the papaya salad.
Okay.
I love something with citrus, something with acids, with Thai chili, something that's burn your face off a little bit.
Okay.
And then we also do mussel curry, which is also on our menu as well. It's braised beef. We also love to do like lob salad or nam tok, which is like a grill steak with herbs, with lime juice, Thai chili. Something simple, something hearty. Nothing elaborate or
Sure.
fancy. It's just like something that we can make a big batch and then store it for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
We also do like a lot of 5 spice uh braised beef soup that
Right.
we will freeze them, and sometimes I'm home alone or with my grandmother. Instead of having to cook every day, I would just like thaw it out, and then
Yeah.
so it's like a nice way to do a meal plan, but it's a better meal plan. So
For sure.
yeah.
I love the idea that like because like accessibility to outside spaces wasn't necessarily there. It was like we are really going to make this work at home, and that you really did this all together. What like I think some people I see like the narrative of like cooking and preparing meals together as families as like these bonding moments that solidify relationships and can be. Is that something that y'all were doing together like in those early years after first immigrating to Indiana, just like building and strengthening y'all's relationships in the kitchen?
I believe that Thai culture is all about that anyway. So if you go to Thailand, you will see that family living in a larger unit. Um, Kids don't branch out to have their own house or family. So usually is you have parents, and parents have uh kids. Usually, I feel like it might be very similar to Chinese culture, where like if the son have a wife or girlfriends and they all move into the house. Um, Nowadays, yes, they might branch out, but usually we're very cohesive about being together. Just kind of here, you reunite during holidays, but
Sure.
in Thailand, it's like you reunite all the time over food, cooking together, um, going out and just celebrate through it, through enjoying a different type of food.
Yeah.
There's just so many options, and um, food is the way to connect people in Thailand, I would say.
I love it.
Yeah.
When you are in the act of preparing meals together, is it like we're like laughing and telling stories and we're bonding that way, or is it like we're all have our own job and we just get the thing done and then we sit down and have our conversation?
It just depends on the situation. I occasionally go back to see my grandmother and my mom in McCoursville, and you know, my mom and my grandmother would cook, and I would just help out, and we catch up. I know that we work together
Yeah,
here, but sometimes it's just nice to catch up over um cooking some Thai
sure.
food.
A little bit different when you're at work to try and
Yeah.
catch up than at home. Yeah.
Yes, and then we're not very formal in terms of like we don't need to sit down and at the dining table and just catch up. We can catch up in the kitchen and
Yeah.
sit down by the counter stool, and it'll kind of catch up, and then we watch TV and eat if we want to do that. But definitely cooking, eating connect us together.
Yeah.
So
I love it. You mentioned how you really like stuff that can get to like the burn your face off level of spice. I was wondering if you could give us the Taelor Carmine definition of Thai cuisine.
yes, so Thai cuisine is I would say good Thai cuisine is citrusy, um bold, but also approachable, and also spicy, of course. That's the most important uh keyword for Thai cuisine. I think that Thai cuisine, a lot of people say that Thai cuisine, they'll, for example, here, I believe the Thai restaurant everywhere has great Thai food. They have their own approach to many dishes. Everyone is traditional. I would not say, I would kind of try to avoid using the word authentic, because
Okay.
what is authentic?
Sure.
Authentic is when I go to Thailand, I see a lot of different approach approaches to making tom yum, for example. So I think it's based on, I always use the word traditional.
Sure.
Because everyone has their own background. Thailand is a melting pot of so many cultures. Each culture can bring a different approach to certain dishes. And BODHI has our versions. And then so as other Thai restaurant, and I think that that describe Thai food is that you can see many versions, but most importantly, the components of Thai cuisine are those citrusy flavors, spicy flavor, both flavors, and the use of fish sauce, lemongrass, lime juice, galanga.
Okay.
Those are top ingredients Thai cuisine. And then through different regions of Thailand, you have different variations of ingredient usage, and so it's so rich. It's such a rich cuisine. So to just to try to narrow into one definition.
For sure. I love the idea of like shedding the label of authentic and embracing traditional.
Yeah.
I think it is like, it allows for more, I don't know if it's nuance is the right word, but expansiveness of like what it can mean.
Yeah.
And other people who may have a similar restaurant or culturally themed restaurant is also like, they're still doing it in their own way. But it's not that make it a more or less authentic. It just comes from their lived experience and their background.
Yes.
You talked about making dishes. One of the things you do here, buddy, is like making a dish approachable, and like that's part of the Thai cuisine. What does that mean? Dish is approachable.
Well, I think Thai flavors are approachable as well. By default, it has all the flavors, savory, sweet, tangy, and it just. I think also it's just fresh. Use a lot of fresh ingredients.
Yeah.
I think it's approachable. By saying making it approachable, with not making it approachable, it's already approachable by
Sure.
nature.
Yeah.
And then so I think the spice level would be the obstacle to a lot of people here, right?
For sure.
So
there's levels to it.
I think a lot of time, every Thai flavors are great. If you subtract spice out, then it can be more approachable to a lot of
Sure.
a lot of people here.
Yeah, sensitive spice palates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like a lot of dishes like pad Thai, when you take out the spice, the flavor change, it becomes too sweet.
Okay.
And then if you don't squeeze the lime, you need to make sure that you have a balanced flavor.
Okay.
I think a lot of time I hear people say like pad Thai too sweet, but then they order like no spice.
Sure.
And then but then if you ask them to add more spice, they want me to do spice. So it's just all about balance.
Sure.
All about balance. Squeezing the lime over certain Thai dishes also make a difference, just to open up the
Sure.
flavors.
Just a little bit of like extra, something like that.
Just as a bit of acid will go along the way. So,
how do you overcome someone who's like, I am spice resistant, and they come in here and it's like, well, you got to have a little bit of spice. Is that a conversation that you feel like you have to navigate a lot?
Not really. I think I'm very accepting of people who are not, because here's the thing. In Thailand, we customize our own spice. Like yes, of course, like certain dishes will come out spicy by default. But if you go to Thailand, to the street vendors, to some restaurant, certain thing will come out like very mild. You have the spice rack to add on yourself.
Yeah.
Because spice level is so subjective that you can't really say like, oh, that's not medium. But what is medium?
Sure.
What is medium? And so I think that we try to be as close to what we like here. Our medium, a lot of people say that it's too spicy, but for me, it's not. So that's why we always say like, if you're not good with eating spicy food, then let's start with no spice and you can build it up yourself.
Sure.
Because that's what we do. Traditionally, that's how we do, is we customize our own spice in our dishes.
I love it. I will say when I first came here, I thought that I love hot and spicy things. I got the hottest sauces. I thought that was what I needed to do. And I have to go to the medium because it is way too hot for me. I'm already a sweater, so usually when I walk out of here, I am drenched in sweat. But it's worth it because the food is so amazing. Okay, so you talked about how there are a number of Thai restaurants in the city. And then also like BODHI is your family's dream. This is like the place that you wanted to build.
Yes.
Knowing that you've been like working in the hospitality scene here, and then like knowing the landscape of like there are a number of other Thai restaurants already in existence. What was that? And again, thinking about traditionally, like your tradition and what you're bringing to the things that you create here at BODHI. What was it? Was there something specific that let you know this is exactly what we need to do, and we need to do that now?
Yes, so I do believe that there are so many great Thai restaurants in the city. But I think that I believe that BODHI could offer something unique as well. From working at places like Union 50, the Bon Biscuit, Mikado, it just opened my eye to like certain kind of experience. I feel like a lot of time Thai restaurant can be transactional, can be like just just you go there and you get great food, but then you leave, but then there is something missing, like
Sure.
being able to go on a date or having cocktails, and having great atmosphere,
Yeah.
and I think that BODHI, we're trying to try to fill those niches, so that we can offer our guests with something that's more of an more experience,
Sure.
or great food, great cocktails. So opening BODHI was just that. That was a dream of mine for 10 years. I wanted to feel that niche of having two powerful combination. Like this is a powerful combination of having Thai cuisine and craft cocktail together.
What does that like lead in, the getting ready to launch and then opening the doors? What does that like? What does that look like to just like get ready to start and launch a restaurant? Obviously, you've been working in the scene for a while and kind of, I'm assuming, know your way around the business part of it. But I can only imagine how difficult it is to just actually do and open a restaurant on your own. Like, what was like one of the biggest challenges that you ran into?
The biggest challenge, well, let's start before that, like just leading up into
Sure.
to opening. I've been wanting to open a restaurant for over a decade, but back then it was not financially feasible.
Sure.
It takes a lot to open BODHI or future BODHI. So I started saving, working 3 jobs, working 7 days a week for years, just to save up, and then before COVID, I had a business plan, and we found a spot in the city, but it didn't work out because COVID
Sure.
came around, just stop everything. And then we got this space during COVID, and the challenge was opening during COVID, right? What was the risk?
Sure.
And I just kind of took a risk and just took over the space, and really, if my original concept wasn't gonna work out, we can always do carry out.
Sure.
So that was the goal, was like, how long will COVID last? And then it started off from a carry out, like, with like a 6 feet. How far? 6 feet. This 6 feet.
Oh yeah. Yep. 6 feet. Yep.
6 feet, right? And then and we didn't know how long it's gonna last, and then it became more like a something that we really want, which is like a craft cocktail.
Sure.
I mean, actually, we've started out with craft cocktail and Thai food, but it was just kind of like, where is this gonna go? Because we can't even sit at the bar.
Right.
And then after everything start to become much better, then it's the dream became reality.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I would say the carry out idea definitely laid the foundation for the success that I think you've experienced because literally, and I think I've read this in a number of articles, but literally when I come down Mass Ave and I look over here during your open hours at 4:30, there's already 10 to 15 people waiting in line. And I think that speaks to that you led, like I said in the intro, led with family. So I think one of the things that stood out to to me about the restaurant was the fact that not only were you doing it, but your mom and your grandma were involved.
Yeah.
What was that like to get them in the building? And was that always the plan to work together in the restaurant?
It was always the plan. We talk about ideas about what's gonna be on our menu, what do we want for years. We talk about that my grandmother and my mom would be in the kitchen, and they would take care of front of house because they have experience front of house. And then when we opened, it was just me and my mom because my grandmother has started to, she wasn't able to really work in the kitchen
Sure.
because her legs and her back, so she would be just our guidance.
Yeah.
But it's always been our plan to be working together, and we work together really well because we're such a close. We're so close together.
Yeah.
My mom, it was my grandmother. She worked hard her whole life. She was a single mother of 3. And then in our household there would be her and then 3 kids and me, so 4 of us. So and she would do all the cooking, all the work. So we just want to be able to like have something that's ours.
Sure.
That she can also be part of.
I love that.
Working her whole life and just, not something that's working her whole life for someone else.
Yeah.
And then now that she also like gets to be part of this BODHI.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think in service and hospitality, I feel like it's the thing that I'm really starting to understand about it is very much like service for sure. It's like stewardship. And I feel like for her whole life of working, that's what she's been doing is like stewarding and giving back. And now with the restaurant and not just with the restaurant itself, but the success that you've been having, it's like giving back to her now. And it's like reciprocating all of that she's invested into the family, into creating these dishes now kind of can pay back into like everything that she's invested in. I love that. Okay. So are there any particular dishes on your menu that you like come straight from your kitchen at home? Is there anything that you've decided like, hey, we're gonna take out the secret, we're gonna put it here on the menu for the public to see?
Well, the braised beef massaman has been so popular in our household for years. Braised beef, and then the yellow curry, braised chicken. Those are 2 of the. We love curries and we love the soup too. The tom yums also has been very. We cook a lot of tom yum in our household as well. We would do a huge pot of that, and we would save them for a week and just enjoy them. So those are a few dishes that that are on the menu, and then we are planning to revise our menu a little bit, and just bring more new items in, and kind of phase out certain things. Because right now I have my aunt who joined us recently from Thailand, and she's is gonna help us kind of revamp the menu quite a bit, because I think the menu right now everyone loves, but then it just hasn't changed for some time. So we want to kind of freshen up quite a bit.
Yeah. What does that process look like? I've never been part of like a refreshing of a menu. Like what goes into that?
So our kitchen is really tiny, and our menu, just for what it is quite big. Even though compared to a lot of Thai restaurants, we're a smaller menu, but we also very mindful of vegan and vegetarian. So we are limited to doing a lot of things because we want to accommodate those needs, because we cannot have certain like seafood or something being fried in
Yeah.
the same fryer as some vegan stuff. So it's just so right now we're trying to find a balance. Like if he wants to something more unique, what can we do to some vegetarian or vegan options that would not take away like
Sure.
the options
Yeah.
from them, just those are the process when it comes to thinking of revamping the menu. Is like,
Yeah.
what if we add this on, how is it going to affect other offerings?
Sure.
So because our kitchen is very small,
So you have to be intentional about what
so
you're doing.
tiny for a 120 seats restaurant. It just, I wish we do have a bigger kitchen though, because then we could do so much stuff
Sure.
right there. So
Sure. When you talk about this collaborative effort, particularly with your family, when it comes to like the dishes and the things that end up going on it. When you do a menu revamp, does Grandma get final say on what goes out?
we sit down as a team because it's not just about like it's more like my grandma will suggest, but ultimately it has to do with the cook too. Like,
Sure.
because we have a two station, the wok and the curry station that you stove. Like if there are more items that offer through the wok, then it will just take a lot out of them. So we have to find a balance between different station. I mean, I wish I had. So right now we have two woks.
Okay.
And a lot of time I feel like I wish I had three woks, because it would help
Sure.
with the two that are like, like just walking the wok
Sure.
for the next for 6 hours straight in the heat. Just kind of, but we able to like just do our best with what we have.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm picking up in this conversation, and that I kind of learned a little bit as I was getting ready to sit down with you, is like I'm big into storytelling. I know a lot of people in here are big about storytelling, and I personally am not a good cook. I've never really been like handy in the kitchen, and so like I've never really seen the way that stories like bridge come through meals, and the way that food can like tell stories. And I really appreciate everything you shared
Thank you.
so far tonight, because I feel like that story kind of shines through a little bit, or at least is the foundation for what you're doing here at BODHI. I was wondering, like, what stories are y'all trying to tell here with the work that you do?
Yes. So the story we're trying to tell is that people can be connected through food. Like what Yusef is doing, Epicurean, is connecting people through share like cuisine, share culture, and I just want to like to showcase traditional cooking that I enjoyed growing up, like experiencing with my grandmother. There's nothing wrong with just simple cooking, home cooking, traditional cooking. I know that like we glorify, well, not glorify, just we appreciate so much with all this new modern cuisine, but
Sure.
we should not forget about the traditional cuisine from different country that can be simple, and also can be something that most people would just enjoying growing up, and can afford to enjoy.
Yeah. We are definitely in a time of overcomplication. I think we like to overcomplicate even when it comes to food. But I think I like the idea of just the way that y'all go about bringing it back to the idea of approachability with what you do. Like thinking about your story and coming up and not necessarily having access when you all first immigrated here, to now making your tradition and the culture that you come from and the dishes that you've created over your lifetime approachable and accessible for people that maybe had no idea what Thai cuisine was in the first place. I think it's really, really incredible. And I love that story because, again, it's about connecting people. I think Mass Ave is really trying to do that right now. And I love that you're down here at the end, like as people make their way down and start to see some of these new places popping up, they can end up at BODHI and try something probably out of this world and maybe melt their face off. Who knows?
And it's not just connecting people, it's just also like making them feel like family. It makes
Sure.
them like as if when they come and eat here, they come in and eat at my home. So this is the food that we enjoy eating at home. So, that's why it's approachable.
Yeah.
And then approachable, and also, if it's too spicy, no problem. We can just start low, and then start low. We can just give you a spice for you to add on, but no judgment for anyone who does not like spice.
I love it. I'm in a season of shedding judgment and leading with affirmation. So I want to affirm the non-spice people out here. We can always add spice, and we can always build up. I mentioned a little bit about like the success that you've now seen, as like starting the pandemic, starting as just takeout. Now you just were recently named one of USA Today's top restaurants, 2025.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm wondering, especially thinking about how this is like a dream of yours. This is a dream that you've had, something you've worked for over a decade to get to. What does a milestone like that mean to you?
As I mentioned earlier, it's my grandmother worked so hard, and she was a nobody, pretty much. Like, if you would just say, like, she was just like someone that, from a rural Thailand, and then suddenly, I get to see her, her picture, her name on the article in the U.S. It just very, I feel like my goal has been accomplished. It's like
Yeah.
I have this old picture of her and her brother. She was born in an era where like women would have to work starting when they're 4 years old, and then they would send boys to like school and get educated. But she has been working since 4 years old, and to be able to like see her name and her picture right now in any articles, it just I'm honored to be able to like do that for her.
Yeah, she deserves the recognition 100%.
And then so I think my goal is just to make her proud. Like I said, my mom and my grandmother were so lenient. We're not like these strict tiger moms. I feel like I'm able to like make them proud that way. Just to do something with them.
Yeah, I love it. Does grandma celebrate when her name pops up in an article?
She doesn't talk much. I always say like, I always bring her some article. Like I think the one that she was on last year was Pattern. The article that she was on this thread, and I was like, look, it's you. And then I think she just kind of smiled and kind of very humble about it. And I think she's I know that she's she's quite proud of both my mom and I, which that's all it matters. It's just like to make her proud of us. So.
Well, you're at a point where she can, even if not physically be able to be here, like she can literally take a step back and watch y'all flourish because she's laid the foundation for y'all to be able to do what you do.
And then she's able to like emotionally support us when we're like going home and just kind of like, just kind of pulling our hairs out because something broke down or something happened.
Sure.
She has been a great guidance for both my mom and myself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate you bringing that up as like the emotional and her acting as that emotional support, because I think, having worked in service, but not being like a restaurateur or anything like that, I think that a lot of stressors can come, not with just the regular service, but with the success too. And so I was wondering, like, what is your mindset when you're at work? Like, what drives you? And I guess on the flip side of that, what keeps you grounded? And maybe you just answer that. Maybe it's grandma being like, it's okay, I got you. You can lean on me, providing a soft landing. But like, what keeps you grounded in the midst of struggle or success?
Well, even before I won BODHI, I always stay focused, and I appreciate what we have.
Yeah.
We really we also trust the process. So we really trust that you if you hold on to your values and stay true to who you are, you can trust that you will get to where you're meant to be. Um, so that's you know the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Sure.
So that's another thing. It's like you should also uh appreciate the growth right now and then just kind of be appreciative of what you have.
Sure.
I honestly really I'm grateful for the awards and everything, but also I think that there are also more growth that we can do
Sure.
as a restaurant and as a community.
Yeah.
So I think that's that's what keep me focused and grounded. I try not to like think about all the awards because we it's very affirming to see that someone see that in us.
Yeah.
But also like we open BODHI not to get the award. We open BODHI to share our cuisines, and also to create this legacy for my grandmother,
Yeah.
my mom.
I was gonna say, like, even if you didn't get the award, you were already doing it anyway. So you're gonna keep doing it. And like whether I think the thing about Indianapolis right now, Yusuf and I talk about it a lot, is like how do we get visibility for folks who are doing world class, incredible things here? And I think here's the reality is if they never looked here at Indianapolis, those incredible things are still happening and you are still making impact on community. Because again, I walk around the corner because I live not far from here and I see every night you're open, many people waiting in line, including in the hot area, humidity of Indianapolis. So like, I think I talked about stories, but like what you're saying about values and like standing on those, to keep you grounded and not doing it for the awards or recognition, but doing it because it's part of the legacy. It's part of the tradition that you come from. I think really shows through in the work that you do. You mentioned, ways that the restaurant there's still growth opportunities for the restaurant, still growth opportunities as a community. You mentioned like you'd love a third walk. So obviously there are physical ways to grow, but I was wondering if you could elaborate on like ways that you want to see not only the restaurant, but the community grow as well.
Yes, I think a lot of Yusuf has been doing such an amazing job with Epicurean with Ariel, and then I think that we have so many concepts that are owned by immigrants, but we are doing our own things. It seems like we're doing our own thing, trying to make a name or make a foundation for ourselves. But Epicurean allow us to be coming together,
Yeah.
and getting to know each other and able to do something great.
Yeah.
Through like the indie women in food, through Epicurean dinner that I actually was involved a few months ago. I get to meet so many chefs that I would have never like get to meet.
Yeah.
And it was not for Epicurean.
Yeah.
So I think this day and age's collaboration is key too. So and allow us to create something unique for the community. I think you and I talked the other day about like would be nice to have some kind of like a street festival.
Yes.
With
Yeah.
all the Southeast Asian or South Asian coming together, and then different vendors just to celebrate the diversity that Indie has.
Yeah.
But also Epicurean does that at the studs each year too. Which is in October this year.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Found Square this year, I think, right?
Square.
Square. And
We're doing Epicurean night market is like street foods next month at the studs. It'll be like more Asian focus as well.
You're gonna have to be next because we keep talking about you. Excuse me. Okay. So as we get ready to kind of wrap up here, want to leave some time for questions if y'all have them. But I was wondering, again, I keep coming back to BODHI. Like you call BODHI like BODHI, and now we've talked a little bit about like what the growth opportunity looks like. But thinking about people who are here right now in the city who are just starting to think about either having a dream or chasing the dream that they currently have, what advice do you have for somebody who's like wanting to do that, but maybe looking for some guidance?
Be patient. I wanted to have this place for 10 years, and it takes a lot to not compare yourself to others people. It's hard to not compare your path to everyone else. But I was able to focus and just focus on my own path, because if you start to compare yourself to others people, then it will kill your joy from doing it in this industry. Like I said, if you're meant to to do something great, do it, and do it without step over anyone else. Just think of it that way as well. You have to stay humble, through it all, and appreciate our experience that come your way. If you have worked at places in the past, for me, I have great connection with all my bosses, my coworkers.
Yeah.
I think I build relationship with them. I take in all the experiences that I have had and create a BODHI.
Yeah.
I had my ex boss here, Connie Lee from Mikado too, and she's definitely one of my advisors.
Yeah.
To just talk through so many things with BODHI.
Yeah.
So like just I appreciate all the relationship, and so that if anyone who wants to have their own place, you have to be relationship, be patient, and also definitely stay humble.
Yeah. Patience and being humble. We can all use that. What is something that people might not think about that you think people who are starting to chase that dream should keep in mind, that you maybe like came across as you were going, you're like, oh, this is something that I think other people should know about if they're going to do?
Opening a restaurant is hard. It's hard, but if you put your mind and your time to it, it will pay off. But definitely, you should build a great network support system.
Yeah.
We have amazing support here. If, Carrie, like if anyone wants to do something, they would want to try to not do it themselves. Just
Yeah.
make sure you have someone that, through their experience, just seek guidance. For me I think I'm quite disciplined. 2 years of working 7 days a week.
Yeah. 3 jobs, 7 days a week. That's a lot.
I know that like my mind can go on for days, but sometimes my body can just collapse. But I think that that's the thing. It's like if you are wanting to start your own place, you have to know that like, are you ready to take risk? And then if you have support system, but you just have to build relationship with people.
Yeah. And remember that it is not easy.
It's not easy. It's definitely first 3 years. First 3 years were really actually first 2 years were really hard, and just everything were not fine tuned. Nowadays, there's always something, but it's better. I can take some time off, and but definitely it would take opening a restaurant would take maybe 2 years.
Sure.
To like tune into like how you want it to be.
Right. To really find the flow, get in the pocket a little bit. So I have 2 more questions, but I actually have a third one now that I just thought of this, and I should have asked earlier, but I'm going to ask it now because I'm really interested. The first 2 years definitely hard because you opened during a pandemic where nobody could come into the restaurant and you were doing takeout. Was there something that you felt necessitated like launching at that time, or was there ever a thought to like maybe we'll wait it out like a little bit?
There was no time to wait out.
No, anyway,
it was like
I've been waiting 10 years.
I've been waiting for 10 years. I just got rejected by the SBA. For COVID the year before, I was just crying the whole year, not getting that money to open up my own place. But then having it was a blessing in disguise too, because I would have taken out like a huge debt from
Sure.
the SBA. But here, like, the previous establishment left due to COVID, and then I was able to take over the space, and I was able to use my saving to slowly grow. So it's definitely was not the time to wait. It was the right time
Yeah.
for me, at least. It's like, even if I didn't get to do the concept that I wanted to do, I guess carry out
You could build to it. Yeah.
just to start and then build to it. We had the patio options too when we first opened. So we opened in March of 2021, and being able to use the patio the first year was save us,
Yeah.
because COVID restriction, which is just stay on for
For
a
sure.
minute, for a year.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm glad that there was no more time and that you did it, because you're here now, and not only are you doing it, but at least from my perspective, you're thriving and you're making tangible impact here in the community. Again, not for the least bit that people will be lining up out the door to come in here and enjoy your food, enjoy the drinks that you put together, but more importantly, enjoy the experience that you put together. So I got two more questions. Before we get to that, I just want to thank you again for being vulnerable, for sharing with us, and for allowing us into your space to have this conversation. You mentioned you're at a point now where you can kind of take some time to rest. There's no more 7 days a week, 3 jobs at a time. What does rest look like when you get the opportunity to do it?
to
rest.
to rest.
To rest from BODHI. To, like, when you go home, like, what does rest look like for you when you get the chance to be like, oh, I'm done and I'm gonna rest?
The rest looks like I'm always like, I mean, even I'm on vacation, I'm just kind of worried because this is my baby.
Sure,
So it's
100%.
but I have the great team that does amazing job with everything, from the kitchen to bar to the floor. I can actually rest peacefully. But there's always something,
Yeah.
when you go on vacation where you rest, there's always something that I'm the only one that can fix.
Sure. That
So
was when you're the owner, I guess.
yeah, so things break down, but otherwise it's just it's really the rest. Like, rest would be just try to travel more and try to see new ideas that it can kind of bring back.
Yeah.
And just try to maintain body
Yeah.
and quality, and kind of that people have had all these years.
Yeah.
It's
It's hard to rest.
It's hard to rest.
Yeah.
Because if we still have all the support from the community, like the way we are right now, we have to keep up and just kind of, there's always room to grow.
Sure.
So it's just it's never stops.
For sure. Well, one day we're going to send you on a vacation, and we're going to make sure that your phone is removed from your person, and you're going to get that true rest.
My partner is always mad at me because he always like, you need to just put your phone down. I'm angry right now at you for using your phone, for taking your camera, for just. I was like, I'm sorry, like, this is just this is just all the owners do it, I think.
For sure. All right. So round us out before we open it up to questions from the floor here. What is I feel like it's pretty obvious. What is the best way for us to support you and support the restaurant stuff going forward?
Yes. So come hungry, and then come often, and come with come open-minded. I think at BODHI we always, our goal is to make sure your experience is top notch. We want to share the cuisine, the cocktails, which we all work hard for. The entire team works so hard to give you the products for your escape. Because people come out to escape, but then if something that's off, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know, and we would never want you to like leave unhappy, and just tell us here,
Yeah.
and then we can fix it for you. Tell us, and we can fix it for you. We make you happy and go home happy. Go home, live here well fed.
Yeah.
Please don't come and please don't complain afterward,
Right.
and then we not have a chance to fix and
Yeah.
improve. So I think we should start a dialogue on site, because everyone should know that we have no intention to make anyone experience bad. Yeah, and if any issues, just tell us right here, right now.
Right here, right now. I can actually attest to that because I did come here with a friend once who had, I don't know what was wrong with the dish, but y'all were like on top of it and brought them out and fixed whatever the issue was. And it was a really, really incredible experience. And I feel like you don't necessarily see that all the time. And again, I'm thinking about stories, thinking about family, how that shows through. You make the space welcome for people. And if you don't want it to be spicy, you don't have to get it. We'll start no spice and we can add it. We can head to it.
Yeah.
So Taylor, thank you so much for sitting down and having this conversation. Y'all give it up for Taylor one more time.